everyone, this is Jeff from Outer Worlds Comics. I am so happy that you can be with me today. Hit like and subscribe, get all that fun stuff, notifications, the bell, all that good stuff, so you can follow my upcoming videos and go watch some of the old ones. So today I am reporting back from the Rocky Mountain Con, which is Colorado's local Colorado or comic book convention. Happens twice a year. There was one in June, which happened to be the weekend before Heroes Con, so that was like a double whammy. But then we just had the second one, which would be, I guess, the fall-winter version of that this weekend. So I, of course, was very excited to attend. And actually, the first time I attended it was last year at the same time. And that was, what, I think 5 months into me being back into collecting. And that is actually where I ended up meeting my friend Randy, who works at Hall of Justice. So that kind of kicked off me meeting people in group, which I ultimately started to attend in the beginning of the year this year. So it really kind of sparked a lot of relationships for me in the state of Colorado in the comic book community. So really awesome to kind of come up on that 1 year anniversary. And the most exciting part was, because I've gotten to be friends with Randy, he texted me the night before the convention, was like, "Hey, do you want to hang with me in the booth and work with me for the weekend?" And I said, absolutely. I jumped at the opportunity. So that was very exciting. So I ended up working, I hung out in the booth and I helped kind of push some books for Randy, watched as maybe he would go walk around a little bit. So I didn't do much, but I pushed some books. That was really fun. And just had a great time hanging with him. But man, it was a little bit lighter in the comic books dealers this year. More toys and whatever, like knickknacks, stuff like that. Artists, which was cool. I didn't get to spend any time with any artists because I was kind of hanging in the booth. But a little bit lighter, I would say, this year in comics, but still great. You know, there were some good dealers, and I've gotten to know some of those people, which is fantastic. And so anyway, all in all, really fantastic time. Just loved it. That's my third time doing the Rocky Mountain Con, and I did load up on some comics. So of course, we're gonna take a look at that here. But yeah, you got probably a sense as I was been yapping here, looking at the video of kind of what the convention's like. It's really small, I would say, relatively small. But never gets too crowded. You can walk around and all that stuff. And I was able to find some really good books, have some great conversations, kind of strengthen some relationships of people that I'm meeting. But yeah, so got all that out of the way. I think it's time that we check out some of the stuff that I bought. I got some stuff right next to me here we'd start with. There's a guy there. I can't think. I don't know if I got the name of what he sells under. I feel like his name is maybe John Hernandez. If I'm shouting you out, John, and I'm getting it wrong, I apologize. He was awesome. And I'll show off some video of me looking through his books in a second. But he had some toys as well. So I got myself a Maestro figure. Got to have a Maestro figure for Hulk. Thought that was pretty cool. And then just another Hulk figure. I don't know like what this would be. It looks like he's got his Avengers pants on. So is that an Avenger Hulk? That's fine. So I got a couple of those from John. And then I got this here. We got this Hulk motion globe. So yeah, I couldn't pass that up. That's from, can't remember when this was from. If it says it's limited to 2,500 pieces, but I don't see the year. I think it was like early 2000s, if I recall correctly. So that's pretty cool. Got to find space for it. I don't know where I'm going to put it, but I'll put it somewhere. And I figured I'd show off just get off right off to the bat, one slab that I bought. And I don't buy a lot of slabs. If you watch my show, I'm not this is my slabs, and I have a few more over here. But it's not anything that I'm chasing per se. But I met a guy, I think John, he runs Shadow Den Entertainment, which is his comic book and toys. He does a little toys, but I think it's mostly comics, out of Colorado Springs. Really great guy. And so I got to talking to him and mentioned, because they watched my channel, which I'll note real quick. I should have done that early on. I got a lot of people, especially on day one, that approached me or heard my voice or something like to that effect and said, "Hey, are you Jeff at Outer Worlds Comics?" I mean, it happened quite a bit on Saturday. That was blowing my mind. That stuff. Of course, I do get some views on some of my videos. Some of them are a little bit lower, whatever. But I never really understand exactly who's watching, especially in Colorado. So to have that many people kind of come up and say hi and mention that they watch my channel and encourage me on the channel, all that stuff was unbelievable. I was texting my wife. I was like, this is crazy. People are recognizing me or mentioning that they watch my channel. It was so weird, but so appreciated. So of course, I'm not going to get it. I wasn't making notes of the names, and I was meeting a lot of people. So if I've forgotten your name, I apologize. I just want to let you know, each and every one of you that talked to me, thank you so much. That really made my weekend. It means a lot, because this is just a fun thing for me to do. Gives me something to do with my time. And of course, being a passionate collector of of different things, but comics now, it's just another avenue for me to have fun with it. So thank you very much for mentioning or saying hi. Okay, so thank you. But John was one of those guys. He'd mentioned he watched my show, and I said, I was telling him my history a little bit, that I was into records and music, and I like psychedelic rock and the Grateful Dead and Fish and all that stuff. So he immediately pulled out a book for me. He said, well, you got to check this out. So we got this. He pulled this out for me. This is Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, #1, and it's the Regal variant cover. And if you're not familiar with the Dead, these are dancing bears. So it's an iconic Grateful Dead kind of mascot imagery. So you've got the dancing bears walking around beneath the tree. Of course, you got some psychedelic coloring going on here. 9.8, and he gave me a deal on it. So I was like, yes, I've got to buy that. And it's actually a series that I've been wanting to get into. Excuse me. So I was really thrilled to grab this. So that goes to my very small slab collection. But thank you, John, over at Shadow Den. We're going to see him a little bit later in the video. But that was very cool. I'll just mention this real quick as well. There was one of the artists, his name is Fred Hudson, and he was kind of near us where our booth was, and he's just a local artist that does some really cool watercolor stuff. I think I talked to him about what his style was. I didn't take video of it. I didn't do a lot of I don't do the interview thing really. And frankly, I was working, and then when I had time to dig, I just was kind of hardcore just into digging and not taking a lot of video. And that's the way it goes with me if you watch my video, if you watch my channel. But anyway, this guy, what did he explain this was? It was the 2024 Inktober project. He participated in that and just kind of put a collection of all of his artwork for that. So anyway, he had some really cool watercolors of superheroes, and so I wanted to support him. He seemed like a very nice guy, just working on art. And so there you go. You can check him out at here. Let's see. There you go. Maybe that'll work. FredZillaArt.com. There you go. So he was cool. And then I'll mention this real quick. Same guy John, from Shadow Den, that I bought the Beneath the Trees. He I got to give a shout out to my guy You Love Comics, and he's got a YouTube channel. He's based out of here, Colorado. Really fun channel. The guy's hustling like crazy, finding hauls and Facebook Marketplace, comic book shops, you name it. He's out there looking, and I've got to know him a little bit. So I saw him on Sunday, and we were chatting it up, and throughout we kept running into each other, but then we started chatting. He goes, "Did you see the Mark Jewelers stuff in the dollar bins?" And I was like, "No, I did not see that." And it happened to be that it was my friend John who was going to sell me that slab, that he had like several dollar boxes and unbagged and boarded, and most of them, maybe a little bit of condition issues, But my guy over at You Love Comics has been on it. He has been crushing it on Mark Jewelers. If you go watch his channel, the guy has ran into some Mark Jewelers like crazy lately. I don't have any Mark Jewelers that I know of. I probably need to go back and look through some books, but I don't know of any. So he told me that, and I ran over there, and it happened to be John that had the book. So I got this entire, these are all Mark Jewelers right here. I've got one in the press right now. So as what happened is I've got like, let's see here. Hold on a second. I've got, wow, more keep coming. Okay. So these are all Alpha Flights. Okay. So it's number 23, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 35, 36, and 37. All Mark Jewelers. Now they got this little kind of curve in them. See that? There's kind of a curve. So I've got my press. I'm pressing the first one to see what I can do with it. Yeah, there's some ticks on here, on a few of these. They're definitely kind of more mid-grade, I would say. But being an Alpha Flight collector, then I can add all of these into my collection as Mark Jewelers and hopefully clean them up and get them pressed out. For $1 each, I was all about that. And then he had some Avengers in here. These are all Avengers. And then one Micronauts. Oh, I picked up an extra book on the bottom there, but that's a Micronauts. But then you had the, let me see, where's it at? I think first appearance of, which one is this? I don't know which one it is. It's maybe this one's first appearance, or this one first appearance of, oh my God, how am I forgetting her name? Nebula. Yeah. So I think it's one of these two. This is her first cover appearance. I know that, 260. Anyway, I got the first appearance of Nebula, Mark Jeweler. I thought that was cool. Anyway, all those for $1. So very cool. I thought that was a good score. And thank you to You Love Comics. I always want to say I Love Comics, but it's You Love Comics. Go check him out. He's got a great channel. You can find him on Instagram as well. But I told him I'd give him a shout out because he was like, dude, you just got that Nebula. That's the score. He was like, I shouldn't have told you, but he was kidding, obviously. But anyway, I told him I'd give him a shout out. Okay, so let's get into my haul. I'm going to flip the camera around and we'll run through the haul. I'll try to be quick. It's a huge haul, but I'm going to be very quick where I just maybe show some stacks or run through the... All right, well, we're circling back to my dude at John over at Shadow Den Entertainment. There's that again. Here's this. So, yeah, so he was the one that hooked me up with the deal on that Beneath the Trees, Where Nobody Sees, the Grateful Dead variant. But I did pick up a few more books. So I did get, I can't remember what I paid for all this, but they gave me a good deal. Got this Incredible Hulk blank, which I have like Incredible Hulks, Incredible Hulk, She-Hulk, and maybe another one. And then I grabbed these 3 Moon Knights. So I got Moon Knight number 3. I got Moon Knight number 4. And I got this awesome Bill. Is that a Bill Sienkiewicz? It's got to be. Excuse me. That is such a great cover. So that's number 8. Making some headway on my volume 1 Moon Knight. But now is what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop in a little segment here. Joe had this really cool thing. He had blind. So basically he had a slab, inserted into like a covered cardboard thing. And you could pay $60 to take a gamble on what was in there. So he had a good couple of tubs of them. I have some video I'll show you. But there was a Ghost Rider number 1 in there, and then there was some other book. I can't remember. He described it, but it was like $500 of value. And there was some other, other good books in there, or you could just get like, a Bronze Age, whatever, a book that maybe you'd get $60 back, maybe not. So I was intrigued, and I had $60 in my pocket, so I went ahead and took a chance at it. It was like you can get 5 for $250. So I ended up getting one, and then I ended up talking my buddy Randy into, they worked us a deal, and I think we got 4 of them for $150 or something like that. So I'm going to show you a video of us opening those, have some fun watching us kind of blind bagging them, and then we'll come back.
Famous last words to this guy. I'll be right back.
Yeah, then everybody starts asking me questions.
Yeah. All right, so we got $60 for a blind graded book.
Blind graded book.
And there's a chance for a $500 type of book in here.
Yes.
Ghost Rider #1.
No.
Oh.
No.
Venom #7, first Dylan Brock, double signed, double remarked.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got.
Like, I'm not putting a Ghost Rider first appearance in there. Yeah, did you go first no. Spotlight 5? No, Ghost Rider #1. In the 70s? Yeah. Okay, that's still good. Up. Ooh,
We got it.
That's pretty cool.
All right, we got Silver Surfer, Avengers #116, 5.5. All right, we got John from Shadow Den.
Well, welcome. This is the blind bag. They're 60 a piece, 5 for 250. You can find me at Instagram at Shadow Den Entertainment or Facebook.
All right, and so we got 4 of them here. Go ahead and open yours.
War Machine #1,
All right.
8.5. That ain't terrible.
No.
That ain't terrible at all.
Okay. You do your other one.
This is gonna be the good one. It's gonna be that Amazing Fantasy 15 and a 10-2.
Oh, there you
Come on,
go.
Brad. First, not first, but early full Kelly.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right, 9.4. That's good. Okay, here we go. You want to do that? All right. This is, I already opened one. Got another Avengers.
Here you go.
It's Avengers 120. We got Zodiac. All right, that's cool. We got 2 Avengers. All right, this is the winner. This is the Ghost Rider.
Come on, Ghost Rider.
Oh, Amazing Spider-Man.
Hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin, 9.4. First Spider-Man versus Hobgoblin battle, 9.4. That's cool. Right on. Love it.
Your comics.
All right, so these last 2 stacks. This stack is from, I think this guy's name is John Hernandez. I think he's out of Colorado Springs. I don't know if he has a name for what his comic dealer name is or whatever, but really, really nice guy. And I'll show you some video of me going through his books. I did not take a ton of video of going through books. I took video of going through his books because there were certainly sections that were alphabetized, but he had, he was out of all the books, all the boxes I looked through, I felt like he was the one that had it, like you really don't know what you're going to find. And so that was really exciting. So I went through all of his stuff, and he had an incredible magazine selection, which is right up my alley. So I'll show some video of, me going through some boxes, and then at the end of that, I'll show what I picked up.
We can. Here.
Alright, I'm gonna go finish getting ready, okay?
You look like you're ready. Oh, he's setting up. All right. Get some up here. Kind of stack them up. If we can find
All right, so there you go. You got a good look of what I was seeing in his boxes, and he didn't have a lot of things priced, which I don't love that. I don't love that. So I think I made a stack, and then he looked it up. I don't know what he uses. He seemed within reason, and then he made a deal with me. He cut off the price a bit, so I was happy ultimately with what I got, but man, I wish people would just price their stuff, so I knew. Anyway, I came home with Weird Mystery Tales #10. It's probably mid-grade, but I needed that. Found this Kitchen Sink Comics Melody #1. Thought that was fun. Go in my underground collection. This was on my list of needs. We've got annual #2 for the New Teen Titans. First full appearance of Vigilante. But I love Vigilante, obviously, from Peacemaker. Never really knew who he was until that show. And I love that character on the show. So I had to have this. So I was happy to grab that. We've got, let me see here. Hold on a second here. Grab these, bada boom. Just bear with me. Okay. So I got all these. So this is Booster Gold 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You know, he did have these priced at $5 a piece, which I don't feel great about that. Although I was seeing some Booster Golds in these 1 through 10, or 2 through 10, priced even higher. You know, it is convention. I don't know. I have not really done too much research to see exactly where the value is. I feel like maybe Booster Golds should be in $2 books, but I could be way off. But I love the character, and I'm excited to see what James Gunn does with him. And I want to read the story. So, you know what? I had to have it. And then, of course, because of that, I had to get Booster Gold #1. Booster Gold #1 was on my list. I had a list that I brought of books I was targeting. This was one of them. I saw a copy for $100. I think it was a newsstand. It looked pretty clean. $100 seemed a bit aggressive. I think I got this for $35, which it's in pretty nice shape. Probably a 9.2-ish. But I really wanted Booster Gold #1. It's been one on my list. So now I've got that. I found this Rock and Roll Comics with Guns N' Roses. This is #1, but it is the second printing. I did not realize that until I got it home. I did realize it has some ticks. Probably overspent a little bit. I mean, I think it was got it for $15, but second printing. But either way, I do collect these Rock and Roll comics, and so that was cool to have. Whatever. There was another one in that list I got that was a Rock and Roll Comics. I got this Rock and Roll Comics 24 with Anthrax on the cover and Faith No More. I didn't realize it. Anthrax, Faith No More. I don't see Faith No More on there. I don't know which one is. I know that's Anthrax. So this maybe is all Anthrax. Where's Faith No More? I love Faith No More. So that's very cool. Ian Scott, is that his name? I can't remember. Either way, I love these Rock and Roll comics. Okay, so let's figure out what we're going to go to next. We'll just run through. How about we run through these? Same guy. So we got this Archie Adventure Series, Tales Calculated to Drive You Bats. I had never heard of this before. He had a few of these, but I love this one because it's got the UFO, and he's reading like space and UFO comics or magazines, I don't know, books, whatever there. So I thought that was really neat. I had to have that. So I grabbed that. I picked up Space Adventures #2. That's pretty cool, by Charlton Comics. I got this 10-cent Space War by Charlton. You know, it's got the crease there, not perfect shape, but I was happy to grab that. Then I got a couple romance books, so you can see the variety that Mr. Hernandez had in his collection. That's why I had so much fun with him. I probably bought one of the biggest stacks from him, just because, yeah, I mean, it was a lot of variety. But we got this romantic story by Charlton, 102, To Die for His Kisses. Bridget, no! I wonder what she's doing there. Like, what's happening? I don't know what this big thing is here. This gray thing. It looks like she's jumping or falling. She's dying for his kisses. I don't know what's happening there. And it's got the circus thing back there. So is she a circus performer? Oh, here you go. Trapeze. Look at that. It's like the female Robin. So maybe this is Robin's mom, and that's her dad. All right, there we go. We got Our Love Story #7. I thought this was funny because it had happy ending down on the bottom, so I was like, I got to get that. Add those to my romance collection. Picked up a little horror, about Little Shop of Horrors number. This is the official adaptation of the movie. This is number 1. Thought that was cool. I love the movie. We got a Ghostly Haunts number 56. Cool. Got a Ghostly Tales number 63. And we got a Creepy Things number 5. I think I have Creepy Things number 1, but that's pretty cool right there. And then last out of that stack, we got Swamp Thing number 24. This is the last issue of volume 1 for Swamp Thing. I'm getting pretty close to completing the run. I think I need 7 issues, including number 1. So I'll get all of the issues and then down to number 1 and snag that one. And I got to say, out of all my runs, I've said this before maybe on other videos, my Swamp Thing run is clean, man. This might be the lowest grade. I mean, and that's probably like a 9.0, 8.5. But the rest of it, man, it's looking good. So, okay, we're almost done. Oh, see, I turned around to go grab the stack, and I forgot I did get some magazines from Mr. Hernandez. And he had a great magazine selection, as you saw in that video that I took. So I picked up Heavy Metal October 1980, little Elvis Presley going on, a special rock issue. And then August 1977. I feel like that's got to be a Corbin cover. So I need 3 issues to finish out 1977 up through kind of into 1980. So basically volume 1 through 3, I think I need 3 issues. It might just be 2. So making some progress there. Grab this awesome Space Wars December of 1978 Battlestar Galactica Extravaganza. Awesome Unknown Worlds of Science Fiction number 6. I have number 1 and another issue that I can't recall, but like that's cool. It's on the cross. It's like Space Jesus. Very cool. And then I got Monsters Unleashed number 9. I'm getting very close to completing Monsters Unleashed. It's in really nice condition. Maybe 1 tick there, and I can clean up that white in there. But it's got the Wendigo on there. That's pretty cool. Really, I got that. I actually picked this up, now that I think about it. I picked that up, well, since I'm in the magazines, let's just clarify that I got this from my buddy Randy. He had some cool magazines, so I grabbed that from Randy. And I grabbed this from Randy. And this is also pretty nice condition. Monsters Unleashed. I can't think of what number this is. It's like number 6 or 7. But I actually already had this. I screwed up. I thought I did not have it, and I did have it. So I'm going to have to flip that. But there you go. And then this is back to John Hernandez. This is the last magazine that I grabbed. Quasimodo's Monster Magazine from April. I don't know the year. I should know that, but I don't know that. But of course, why did I get this? It's a Monster Magazine number 1. But it's got Wolfman on it, and he's shaving. That's pretty cool. And I love the color, the purple, the blues. It's kind of got all my colors and like the yellow up here. Crushing it. Monsters Gone Apes. And then I think of like the grape ape and the purple. It's all coming together, guys. But I just love this cover. It's got a great Wolfman cover, so was stoked to grab that one. That is so cool. Okay, now we can move on to the next stack. And this next stack is from my dude Randy. So I was working the booth, obviously, and had some time. Of course, the 2 times that he's set up at the show, I've bought a lot of books off him. So naturally, I was going to do that once again. So I'm just kind of reorganizing here real quick to be ready. Yeah, so I picked up some books from him, and he always has some bangers. He had the wall that you've probably seen in the video at this point. His wall, which I'll show again, was crushing it. And I kept staring at that wall, sitting there and working. And at some point, I told him, I said, there are 13 books that I see on this wall that I want. And I did get one off the wall. But he has some great books. He's got a great eye. But anyway, I had showed him. I came back and I was like, "Yeah, I picked up these Topps Comics Mary Shelley's Frankenstein at $1.50 a piece. I had 2 for 2, 3, and 4, but not number 1." He goes, "Hold on a second." He had 3 boxes with just number 1s. So he said, "I can just have this." So he gave that to me for free. So that's number 1, completed my set. And then right when I started, I just went through to seeing what he had, and I happened to come across this. He had like 5 copies of this. And I was like, amazingly, I do not have one of these. And he goes, "You know what? Just grab one and take it." And I was like, "Thanks, dude." Randy's very kind. He gave away several free books throughout the weekend. He lives comic books. So very, very nice of him. Nice guy. But I did, and he worked to deal with all of these books for me. So I did not pay the sticker price, ultimately all in, but he works great deals. But I had to have this Archie meets Ramones. I've got Archie meets Punisher. But of course I'm a music guy. Had to have this. Love the Ramones. Grab this Gross Point number 1 because I have several other issues of Gross Point that actually I have on eBay right now. So I'm going to go ahead and revise that listing and throw in number 1. I grabbed this very cool Comico Ribbit by Frank Thorne. I love Comico. I try to grab them when I see them. But that was cool. Ribbit. She's on this Ribbit character who I don't know anything about is skating away from this pseudo-Nazi tank back there. One of my all-time favorite shows, obsessed with this show, Quantum Leap number 1. Man, I used to watch reruns. I mean, I watched the hell out of this show. We recorded all the episodes in college on VHS and used to rewatch it. Great show. Of course, I had to have this Werewolf by Night number 1. I didn't have any from this volume, so was happy to grab this number 1. Grabbed a War of Worlds number 1. Like I said, he had that number 1 box. He had 3 boxes just filled with number 1s. So I thought this was very cool. Had to have that. This was awesome. Another music-related comic called Johnny. 7 artists and writers reflect on the impact of John Lennon. Very cool. Grab that. Just thought this was weird. Brian Boland's Black Book. That was screaming to me, so had to have that. Grab this Marvel Adventures number 1. Incredible Hulk starring the Incredible Hulk, I should say. So, of course, add that to my Hulk collection. I knocked out some Uncanny X-Men, so I needed 191, newsstand. 182, newsstand. We got 180. I didn't have them in order, I guess. 180, newsstand. All right, I guess in descending order. And then X-Men 170. He gave all those to me for free. And he said, "I can give them to you because they're mine, so they're yours," which was, again, very, very kind of him. And then my last 2 big ones that I bought off of him, I got a Fantastic Four 107. It's in pretty nice shape. I'd call it a very fine. Needed that for my Fantastic Four run. I think this is the second appearance of Annihilus. So that's really cool. Made a few dents on my Fantastic Four run. And then off the wall, I grabbed off the wall at the very end of the day when we were packing up. I said, all right, I got to have this. Beta Ray Bill's first appearance, Thor 337 newsstand. It's probably a 9.0 to a 9.2. I think I could press it. It might even be better. It might have one small tick, but I think the rest of the stuff I can press out. So really nice shape. And I got a good deal on it. And so, yeah, I was really happy to have that finally in my collection. I love Beta Ray Bill. Awesome character. So hopefully he gets the MCU treatment. All right, we're almost done. Truly. All right, so my last stack, which probably my favorite stack because I knocked out some books I needed for a couple big runs I'm working on. I do not remember what these guys sell under. If it's even they have a thing, I don't even know. They were a couple of cool dudes, so I'll just say they're a couple of cool dudes slanging comic books. And that's what I got, but they were cool. Anyway, so I hit them up pretty good on day 2. I grabbed all these. These are Mark Spector Moon Knight. I love Moon Knight, so I've been kind of whittling at all the volumes, but made some progress here. I got Mark Spector Moon Knight 1 through 5. A couple of newsstands there on 4 and 5, but these are all really nice and clean. So got all of these combined. They gave me a deal. Everybody was working deals, and these guys did the same. So happy to have those in the collection now. Same thing here. I do like Blade. I'm working on Blade runs, all the volumes. So I didn't have any of these Blade Max comics, so I got 1 through 3. I can't remember if there's just 3 issues or if it's like 5 issues or 4 issues. It's a really small run, I know that. So we got Blade 1 through 3. I think like this one has some movie photo variants or something, but these are all really nice and clean as well. So grab those Blades, and then we're getting into the nitty-gritty here. I picked up Fantastic Four 159. Very nice, maybe just few little ticks, but this is pretty nice condition overall. And I try to at least have my Fantastic Fours, unless they're just incredibly expensive books, I'd like to have them 9.0 or above. Same thing with my Hulks. Can't always get there. Would this be a 9.0 in the condition it is? I don't know, maybe an 8.5. But it was a pretty good deal, so I grabbed that. It looks really nice. We got Fantastic Four 155. This one's actually even cleaner. This one's pretty nice, but yeah, got a great Silver Surfer. The Silver Surfer is back. So that's a great book with the black up here. Fantastic cover. Hey, fantastic cover. I didn't even do that on purpose. It just came out naturally. Great book. Really happy to have it. So I picked up 3 nice Fantastic Four books between those two and the one I showed that I got from Randy. All right, now we're into my Hulks, and that's going to be it. So we have this one. We got Hulk 377, first appearance of Professor Hulk. This is the variant. I have the original, cover A. This is the black background with the gold trade dress. I've sold several copies of this at the convention. I've seen them around, but there's always ticks. This one has maybe one little color breaker right there. I don't know what's happening right here at the staple. But this one's pretty darn clean. Hard book to find, at least for me. I have not seen like the perfect copy out in the wild. So I was happy to find this copy right here. This is pretty good, nice. And then we got a Hulk 150. All of these Hulks, man, were in really nice shape, and I got them for pretty good deals compared to what I had seen. Lesser condition copies selling on eBay for more than what I got these for. So I think I did really good on these Hulks. Hulk 150, Hulk 146, another beautiful copy. Hulk 140. I think this is the first appearance of Jarella. So it's a key. Great book. Hulk 139. It's got Hulk's Rogue Gallery on there. Pretty cool. Really nice condition. We got Hulk 137 with the Abomination on the cover. Very nice. And the last copy, we have Hulk 136. And that wraps up my Hulks. And that wraps up my haul from the Rocky Mountain Con. I had a fantastic time, everybody. And yeah, I was happy that I got to work there. I was really happy. A lot of people said hi. And boy, I just got to build some relationships, even more stronger relationships in the community. So had an absolute blast. And yeah, I think that's kind of it. I would also say, I will put a link into my description. There is a Son of Crumb, who is a YouTuber, is running a little kind of a bracket contest for YouTube channels, and the winner ultimately gets a $500 gift certificate to my comic shop. Maybe I can't remember if that's where it goes, but I've made it into round 2. So if you go to Son of Crumb's YouTube page and you go to post, you can find where there is the voting for the brackets. Vote for all the brackets. Don't just go in and vote for me if you choose to vote for me. Try to give everybody else a shot too that you can. But I would certainly appreciate everybody's vote so I can continue advancing. I'd love to win a little something, a little recognition would be cool. So if you get a chance, do that. And otherwise, everybody, thanks for hanging in for this, probably another long video, but I had a lot of ground to cover. It was a big weekend. Appreciate everybody watching, appreciate everybody being encouraging, and we will catch you on the next one. Peace out.